During the 1700s to 1800s, the Industrial Revolution became an epoch-making event. This revolution was indeed a success, but became the key factor of a catastrophe. After the Industrial Revolution, humans began to exploit fossil fuels from the underground. As a result, the amount of carbon rapidly spread into the atmosphere, which led to the greenhouse effect. As you can see, there are 4 young women on the slide. Even though they are all from different countries and cultures, they share similar goals and characteristics. That is, to alleviate global warming, bring environmental change to the world, and upbringing youth to speak up. They call for solidarity and compassion in the efforts to actively address the world's growing climate crisis. As to reply to them, we, as eligible teenagers, also have to participate in stopping global warming. To meet their demand, the world is aiming to achieve and participate in achieving net zero emissions by 2050. It's not that difficult to understand what net zero emissions mean. It is merely making carbon dioxide, our main culprit of the global warming, disappear in the atmosphere through the equalization of absorption and emission. But how are we going to meet their demand? Numerous firms, institutions, and governments are all focused on reducing carbon. However, for young people like us to achieve carbon neutrality, we should place a little more importance on not doing anything that increases carbon rather than focusing on reducing it. Therefore, we have to think about environmental waste. You can think of waste as having nothing to do with carbon emissions. However, if we manage waste and actively utilize the recycling system, we'll ultimately save resources and energy. And by reducing the energy being consumed, we will eventually draw an appropriate line for our carbon footprint. So how should we use our waste management and recycling system effectively? First, the simplest thing to explain is to install a waste separation box and a separation space. A massive country like Russia, where I live currently, doesn't separate waste and cares much about dealing with climate crisis. Since our goal is to achieve net zero emissions worldwide, installing waste separation areas and bins at home or school can save energy and produce as little carbon as much as possible. The next step is to compost food waste. Currently, literally 50% of the waste that goes to landfill is compostable, and 6 billion pounds of food are just merely being wasted each year. When food waste is thrown into the trash, it is dumped in landfills, where it decomposes inefficiently, taking up a lot of space and contributing to climate change by releasing greenhouse gases. When these materials are composted, they're recycled as soil conditioners, rich in valuable nutrients that can benefit the soil and plants. In general, an ideal compost heap has a 30-to-1 balance of carbon to nitrogen. Therefore, not all foods are compostable. It is recommended to use carbon-rich dry leaves, straws, hay, shredded papers, cardboard, newspapers, brushes, etc. It is also crucial to effectively mix nitrogen-rich ingredients such as food wastes, eggshells, coffee grounds, tea bags, and manure. Not only can we help carbon neutrality with direct methods, but we can also help it indirectly. It's about buying eco-friendly products. By purchasing eco-labeled, energy-efficient products, you can save 350 kilograms of carbon dioxide per year. For example, eco-friendly stationery, towels, bath products, etc. would be more helpful as we teenagers are frequently using them. In Korea, a cosmetics company called Amore Pacific opened the first refill station of a domestic cosmetics company in October 2020, developing eco-friendly cosmetic containers and continuously releasing them. For example, Happy Bath's grapefruit essence body wash uses 100% eco-friendly recycled plastic containers, and it is said that recycled plastic can reduce the use of fossil fuels and water, thereby minimizing the greenhouse effect. If we continue to purchase products from those companies that have eco-friendly values and avoid products from companies that do not recognize the importance of climate change and global warming, we will build the right direction for net zero emissions and help increase the possibility of it. Someone who has interacted with the world through the media will acknowledge the tragedy of the earth. It is an unremitting dilemma, as even though the teenagers know how to do it, they don't actually try it out. Therefore, it is also equally crucial to helping and encouraging other teenagers and students initiate these small differences. Make an incentive, use social media, and create posters. All of these ways can encourage youth to actively help achieve net zero emissions by 2050. Let's start now and happily meet a world where there is carbon neutrality in 2050. See you soon.